From then on, Matsumoto visited the compound regularly to check up on the men of the Shinsengumi. Ever since Sanan had become the leader of the Furies, the group was named as the Fury Corps. Still, I couldn't help but wonder, was it really alright to continue researching the Furies? My heart was heavy with worry. Without him, the Shinsengumi would be nothing. We would cease to exist. If so, why? Why is that? It's July. I wonder how far we are into chapter 3? I think we're in chapter 3, right? Pretty sure. Is it nighttime? July? Dr. Matsumoto's visit to the compounds resulted in some interesting revelations, thanks to which I have tapped into the secrets of the Water of Life and the Furies. It was also revealed to me how deeply involved my father was in all of this, a fact that left me desperate to find him and learn more. Oh, how intriguing. I recall a peculiar event that occurred one night after Dr. Matsumoto had visited. I shifted positions in bed for the 100th time. Sleep appeared to be impossible. The rainy season was upon us, and the humidity was causing me to be covered in a sheen of sweat and completely uncomfortable. Yeah, that doesn't sound very pleasant. Maybe some fresh air will help. This is a new scene. I'm very excited. I got up and opened a window. Instantly, a cool breeze floated into my room. Ah, much better. I stared at a section of the temple compound, savoring the feeling of air on my hot skin. Shining stars illuminated the view outside of my window, bathing everything in a soft glow. That shadowy figure looked familiar. Huh? Out of the corner of my eye, I sensed something move. Who would be outside this late? I wonder who. Probably someone who stays awake at night all the time. The strange rumors that were floating around among the men suddenly came to mind. All of them made mention of a ghost wandering the entire compound during the night. Poor Sanan. I mean, if his hair was white the entire time, you would probably think he's a ghost. And everyone thinks he's dead. So that's double reason to believe he's a ghost. Being in a temple, the surroundings were likely filled with some sort of spiritual energy, so there was reason for concern. But that's not possible, is it? If it wasn't a ghost, then I had just seen a real person, which might be an even bigger problem. If it was an intruder, then I need to report him. Worried, I clambered out of bed and padded as quietly as possible out of my room. Oh boy, well, this is gonna end wonderfully. But it's incredibly late. Who should I... The whole compound was sound asleep, and it was a little intimidating to try and wake one of them. I stopped in the darkened hallway to consider my options. Time to get scolded again.
Yukimura, where are you going at this time of night?
Ah! I spun around at the sound of a voice out of nowhere, my heart hammering in my chest. It's the ghost! And then it went from scary music to romantic music. Great.
I feel as if I'm some sort of thief with the way you reacted.
I'm so sorry!
No, it is I who should be apologizing. I didn't mean to frighten you. I just saw you looking lost and felt motivated to speak with you.
Really? Yeah, that, Chizuru.
Huh?
Confusion ran through me, but he just smiled. Am I dreaming?
If Hijikata catches you out this late, he'll be...
He'll be?
You'll be tempting the wrath of the demon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be more careful.
Are you troubled by something? I would like to help if I can.
The smooth, even tone of his voice made me blush. With someone else there, I was now feeling foolish. I lowered my head and mumbled. I just thought I saw some shadows move outside. I was worried it might be an intruder.
I see. Unfortunately, now I feel even worse than before. For, you see, the culprit who drew you out appears to be me.
Huh? If that was true, then... But I thought you were forbidden from stepping outside, Sanan.
Indeed, all Furies have such restrictions placed upon them.
His roundabout way of responding was sometimes hard to follow, but I bolstered my courage and asked a question. So then, you've been ignoring those commands even before tonight?
Oh, how perceptive. Was that intuition or an educated guess? I didn't intend to be rebellious or any such thing. I just wished to take a walk.
I wasn't sure how to answer that exactly. He studied my face, gently smiling.
I've overheard a few rumors that point toward a ghost roaming headquarters.
Yes.
That is most likely me. Every time I tell myself I shouldn't, but, well...
Do you enjoy taking walks?
I don't dislike them, but I have other reasons for doing this. I may be a Fury, but being contained indoors with the others like me day after day, it begins to suffocate you. Besides, we are in a temple. It wouldn't be too unusual to spot a ghost here in the middle of the night, yes?
I suppose. So he'd known exactly the reaction he would get from his wanderings from the start. I was like, it's a good cover.
Ghost or Fury, it doesn't change the simple fact that I cannot breathe fresh air until night shrouds everything from sight.
Sanan, who had become a Fury to help the Shinsengumi, was declared dead to protect secrecy. The weight of his secret must have been unbearable to carry, but he bore his silent burden.
I will make more of an effort to restrain myself from stepping outside from now on.
Oh, no, I don't think it's that big of a problem. I understand your desire to be free of your confinement, truly. Yeah, who do you think you're talking to? If the rumors of a ghost spread too much, however, there may be an investigation. Just be careful. That's all I wanted to say. My heart ached at the thought of refusing him his walks, the only moments of freedom he was able to scrounge together in his new life. But he's not just going out for the heck of, you know, going for a walk. There's a reason for it. So what's the reason? Uh-oh. We're starting to intrigue him.
You're quite interesting.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. I will take your advice and be mindful of the rumors in the future.
Thank you for not dismissing me out of hand. He could have completely disregarded my comment, but instead he listened to me. Emotions swirling, I bowed to him gratefully. What happened? How did we get to this point? Hold on. I know we're like in the middle of a moment, but I need to know. Ugh. But we're half bloomed? Okay, well, that's where the emotions came from. Gotcha. He shook his head.
No, it should be me who is thanking you. I am very grateful. Speaking with you has improved my mood.
Something about the way he said that made me blurt out a question without thinking. Are you alright, Sanan?
My injury has healed, of course, and so I believed myself to be rid of that which held me back, but... there are moments when I lose sight of what I am. I gave up my life as a human, so it shouldn't bother me any longer.
Sanan. He led the Fury Corps into battle, but he was also continuing his research on the Water of Life. Both took up all of his time, and he ended up isolated from everyone. Maybe he was even questioning his own existence.
I am a shadow tied to the world by my past. A human life has no meaning for me anymore. Perhaps the rumors are true and I really am a ghost.
He smiled bitterly, but through his ragged eyes I saw pain. He was wearing himself to nothingness. I had to tell him he's alive. I'm sure he's aware he's alive. I'm taken off guard by how quickly this has progressed all of a sudden, and I don't quite know what to do. He's like intrigued by how different we are. I don't like we do stuff that's unexpected to him, and he finds that intriguing. I'm like, what would be the most unexpected thing? Would probably be grabbing his hands. I don't know how he'd react to that. I don't know if that's the right choice though. Well, we'll try it. I can always reload. Maybe we'll see a shocked Sanan. Okay. I mentally sighed with relief. It seemed Sanan had recovered a bit of himself again, and I was glad. Oh, there's the shocked face! Yes, a new picture! Wow, he looks so beautiful there. I mean, this is a vast improvement from the first picture we got. Sanan, can you feel that? Your hands are warm. Blood is pumping through them, just like mine. You may be a fury, but that doesn't mean you aren't alive like the rest of us. Sanan blinked, his eyebrows raising. There are times when I don't know who I am too. I knew there were some who claimed that I was a demon like they were. Right, that's true. I forgot that we've already received the revelation that we're a demon. Sen hasn't come to confirm for us yet, but Chizuru has had to think about this. Maybe that meant that I also wasn't human. But still. Even so, living is to be alive. Aww. What a nice smile. I don't know where this scene came from, but I love it. I had no doubts. The truth of this matter was clear to me. A smile stole over Sanan's face. And petals fell from his ear.
Perhaps you're right. I've not lost this life quite yet.
Warmth had returned to his voice. No trace of his recent harsh and biting tongue could be found. It seemed like I was finally seeing the old Sanan, kind and gentle once more. I'm getting teary-eyed reading this.
Even if you are not human, and I am some kind of monster, we are still here, breathing, living, existing.
Right.
Thank you. I feel as if your words helped me step out of a fog in which I lost myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep ordering you around. Genuine appreciation from Sanan made my heart warm. I wasn't used to hearing such things from him, so I shook my head, embarrassed. Ahem.
I'm going to find out how far I can go until the very end. As long as there's still breath in these lungs, I'm going to keep moving forward.
Sanan. The words felt as if they held the weight of a vow, and his eyes glittered with determination. I sensed he'd made a serious decision, and he meant to abide by it with every fiber of his being. With Sanan finding some peace, it seemed the rumors of ghosts haunting the compounds faded. At last, after the long while in which I've made his acquaintance, Sanan felt the strength to move forward. Poor boy. All he needed was someone to hold his hands. To stop haunting the temple. He was a restless ghost. We helped him to rest in peace, finally. Okay, after the dust cleared following the Hamaguri rebellion, the shogun set about cleaning house. The Choshu expedition was launched by the shogun once the Choshu domain were declared enemies of the court. Perhaps feeling they dodged the bullet, the Choshu domain fell silent for a time. Their obedience was short-lived, however, and before long their disrespect for the shogun became impossible to ignore. In order to investigate further, the shogunate decided to send an envoy to the Choshu domain. Kondo was asked to accompany an envoy sent to the Choshu to investigate their behavior. However, the Choshu domain refused to even meet with the envoy. Fed up with their insubordination, the shogunate ordered the second Choshu expedition. However, the war was a costly one, exhausting both the resources and the men from all over the domains whose morale began to falter. To add to the fire, word of Shogun Iemochi's passing shook all of Japan, and some domains even withdrew, which made the situation even dire. The second Choshu expedition had ended in a surprisingly major loss for the shogunate troops. October 1866. The pillar of the Tokugawa shogunate, which stood strong for 260 years, was beginning to show signs of instability. Okay, where are we? Ah, okay. Now we get to meet Sen. And she can confirm that we are indeed not human. In a little while. Not quite yet. That thud. Biff. Okay, so... I'm all confuzzled now after that Sanon scene. I don't even know where I am anymore. I don't know what to believe. Huh. That was really quite the romantic thing that happened. Is this the... okay, this is the whole notice board incident. I wonder... are we gonna have the whole Sanon, like, threatening her still? Or is that gonna be different now? Okay, I know it's not gonna be the notice board, because that's going to the inn, probably. Let's see. Yep, it's the Furies that we need to deal with. Which makes sense. It's a hot topic between Sanon and myself. Just as Hijikata had predicted, the Shinsengumi received an official request to guard the notice board at the Sanjo Hashi Bridge. As it turned out, the Vandals were 8 men from the Tosa domain. Harada and his division were well prepared and captured them when they attacked at the Kamo River. The end. Harada was given a reward by the Aizu for his service, and he took the rest of the captains to Shimabara to celebrate. I had remained at the temple to eat my dinner alone, but my heart felt like a lead weight in my chest, and it chased away any appetite I might have had. What's going to happen to the Shinsengumi and the Fury Corps? Okay, Sanon. Are you trying to go crazy, even though we had that nice chat the other day? Let's find out. Almost as if on cue, the door slid open and Sanon stepped through. Oh, hello, Sanon. Can I help you?
Good evening. You didn't go to Shimabara with the others?
Yes, I'm not that great with drinking parties, so...
Ah, I see.
Sanon nodded in understanding, and his eyes beamed with color as he gazed at me. The cold full moon was visible, and maybe it was because of the nighttime. But Sanon's eyes possessed a tint of danger. Sanon?
So, what do you think? About the serum, the water of life, that is.
What do you mean?
Wouldn't you agree that this serum has had results beyond comprehension? After all, when my left arm rendered me useless, I looked to its properties for aid. And it seems all too clear to me now that it was fated for me to improve and perfect the serum. It's an unshakable truth.
Sanon's words slithered creepily, and I couldn't bring myself to stop staring at the floor to hide from his line of sight. His expression was so unfamiliar and nefarious, almost as if he was being possessed by something.
What is the matter? Why aren't you meeting me eye to eye? I'd expect you, of all people, to agree. You being the daughter of Kodo, who brought this divine creation onto us.
It was obvious that Sanan was not acting as his usual self.
Why aren't you saying anything? It would be very regrettable if you were one to share the opinion of Dr. Matsumoto, who wants to bring the experiments to a halt.
I just remembered. I have some chores that need doing, so I'll be... Just as I was on my way out.
Hold on a minute.
Nope. So much for that talk the other day. He roughly grabbed onto my wrists and yanked me. Ah! I pulled against his grip, but he was far too strong for me to overcome. Please stop! The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I screamed. What are you grabbing her for, Sanan? That's not how you impress a lady. See, she's terrified.
Oh, I got caught up in the moment. I lost control. I apologize.
On the other side of his glasses, Sanan's eyes returned to normal. The glint of madness was gone. For now. While I felt relieved, Sanan had walked off as the others were walking in. As I watched them walk off, I looked back at Okita and the men. It's good to see you back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. I was expecting you guys to come way later. Sana's gonna be drinking till morning, if Shin has anything to say about it. I didn't think I could handle that much, so I left with this pair of sticks in the mud. It's only the three of you, then? What's the matter? Hijikata caught the eye of a lady at Sumi called Kimigiku. She sat next to him the whole night. Kimigiku? Oh yeah, she was a beauty. Come on, was she that pretty? She totally was! Actually, I'm a little worried Sano might not have enough to pay for her. That's so. Meh, I'm not one to say if a broad is hot or not. One of Kyoto's geigi, huh? She was probably just as beautiful as Heisuke said. They must have made a beautiful couple. I gazed down at myself, small, plain, and dressed like a boy. Suddenly, I felt very sad.
Is something wrong? You look unhappy.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
I imagine you're tired. Perhaps we should leave. You rest well, Yukimura.
I will. Thank you. Saito must have been looking out for me. Best bean. As Heisuke began to leave my room, something brought him to an abrupt halt and he turned to me. Hey, do you get the feeling like Sanan has been acting a little more strange lately? The two were silent, restrained by mixed emotions. Eventually, they both left the room. Even the captains who were with the Shinsengumi since Edo were beginning to grow suspicious of Sanan. I wonder what's going to happen from now on. That is the million-dollar question. After that, the rest of the warriors who'd gone to Shimabara returned, and they told me in great detail about the Sanjo notice board incident, but out of everything I'd heard, there was one thing in particular that caught my attention. They told me that when Harada and his men had been attacked at Sanjo Ohashi, one of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi and sided with the vandals from the Tosa domain. I haven't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the Shinsengumi's way. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? This news only fed the anxiety that had been slowly building within me. There's too much stuff to worry about. Goodness graciousness. Now I spilled water over my keyboard. That's great. Hold on a second. I'm gonna wipe that up. Yee. Okay, that ought to do. December 1866. Oh, potato time. Okay. Well, we don't have to worry about the potatoes. The Emperor dies, I think? Yeah. Everyone's in turmoil. Oh, and now it's chapter 4. Okay. Yeah, so that was chapter 3 we just did. Okie dokie. April. Okay. Gonna go chase after my sister brother again. That's fine. And then, oh, I think it's tonight that the Fury attacks. We can actually skip most of that until Ito comes upon the scene. Because then Sanan shows up and everything goes to heck after that. Ah, poor sick boy. Soji. Okay, yeah, we can skip through this. A very scary Fury scene. We've done this so many times. Alright. There! The demon has come to save us. Thank goodness. Alright. Okay. Just in time for Ito to walk into the room.
Oh. Who's causing such a ruckus at this hour of night?
Ito! Ito rubbed his still sleepy eyes, stepped into the room, and froze.
What's going on here?
Damn it.
I'd seen that soldier before. I thought he was sentenced to death the other day for breaking the code. And look at all of this blood! Are you guys responsible for this?
Ito, it's not like that. This is...
What is it not like? Why have our captains cut down one of their own men? Explain this at once! What happened here?
Ito was fuming and screaming. Oh, there he is.
My apologies. My lack of discipline is at fault here.
Sanan? Seeing Sanan, Ito's eyes grew wide.
Sanan? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead!
The captains fell silent. Eventually. I guess we can't keep it a secret any longer. Yukimura, you step out. You can use my room for the night. I know me being here won't do anything, but I wonder if they'll be alright. Would they be able to explain the situation enough to Ito so that he wouldn't freak out? There was so much to worry about, but Hijikata looked at me sternly. Did you not hear me? I said get out. Okay. I was worried, but I knew there was nothing else I could do, so I left the room. I wonder if we can talk to Sanan about the move. Maybe. I can check my thing. My notes in a second. I'll check it while we're skipping, actually. Bye, Miki. Okay. So, I know what the next two choices should be. And, we'll see if we run into Sanan. Or not. Be interesting if we can talk to him. I mean, it is the middle of the day now. Sometimes he's up. Maybe this is one of those times. Okay. The soldiers. So, oh, this is another choice we haven't done yet. Someone who knows Ito. Oh, we're transitioning, are we? We had to wait till nighttime! I had to stew on that all day. Of course I did. Wonderful. I waited for night to come, and I snuck out of my room to have a romantic rendezvous about people leaving. It was a risk, but I could only speak with this person about Ito during the hours of the night. Oh, ghost. I crept slowly into the depths of the compounds through a dark hallway.
What could you be doing up at this hour? Are you having some trouble sleeping?
Oh, Sanan.
I sincerely apologize for the actions of my men last night. How is your wound?
Yes, it wasn't anything serious, so don't worry. I'm fine.
Ah, is that so? I'm pleased to hear it. Is this what brought you to me tonight?
Wait a minute. It just suddenly occurred to me. I'm trying to remember if she's told the other guys that she may be a demon. I thought she had hidden that fact. Like when Cosma attacked and told her, and they were like, hey, what did he want from you? She's like, I don't know. But then she had that whole conversation with Sanan, and he's like, well, maybe you're not quite human, and I'm a monster. How did he know, then? Because now she's still covering up the fact that she's healing quickly. Is that just a continuity error, or am I confused? Anyway.
Ah, is that so? I'm pleased to hear it. Is this what brought you to me tonight?
No, it's something different. I wanted to ask you about something.
I see. A question, is it? It must have been important for it to bring you to me, so I shall answer to the best of my ability.
I think you knew Ito very well. I wanted to know how you felt about Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving with him.
I'm certain that not everyone is enthused about Ito's departure. However, it is not as bad as everyone may interpret it to be. Because the Shinsengumi works on behalf of the shogunate, getting information on the Imperial Nationalist Party has its challenges. It is growing more difficult to obtain any information on their movements. However, now that Ito has aligned himself with the Imperial Court, it is much easier for him to obtain information from the Imperial Nationalists. Now that he does not have the obligation of serving information to the Shinsengumi, he can act on behalf of his own interests. I believe this is the primary reason for Ito's behavior. And I'm sure Kondo and Hijikata are aware, which is why they won't say anything.
I had no idea that these reasons led to Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving.
However, when it comes to Ito, I just hope that whatever they're planning doesn't come back around to bite them.
I wonder what he means by that. Maybe there's more happening than Sanan is letting on. Fair. So, are you saying that Saito and Heisuke know anything about that?
No, I don't think they've been told as much. I mean, given the current political climate, I'm sure they were looking to test their mettle and see what they were made of. In the end, though, I have a feeling they will return to us.
Really? Did Sanan seriously think they'd come back? That's interesting. I mean, I'm leaning towards yes. I'm not gonna say, do you really think so? No, I was totally lying. Let's be optimistic together, Sanan. Yes, I hope so as well.
You have faith in them, don't you?
I do, but I have faith in everyone. Even you, Sanan. Shock! You have faith in me after I, like, broke your arm the other day? How nice.
How nice that you'd have faith in someone like me. You shouldn't put too much faith in adults.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm kidding.
It felt like I was meeting the Sanan I'd met for the first time years ago. This roller coaster of emotions is too much for me. I became warm thinking about it.
Did I adequately answer your question?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Not a problem. Now, please, return to your room before you get caught.
Thanks. Sanan ended the conversation curtly, bowing and turning to disappear into the darkness. I'm glad we were able to speak. I think I'll sleep soundly tonight.